Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Eyes Test. Our Rayo, I need to say Almeria save then. Our Rayo Vallecano save here on F123 with me, Ringo FM, aka Matt, aka Ringo at 71 Gaming. I'm going to try this out. The headset, it's too hot. It's far too hot to wear a proper headset, so we're going with this. But yeah, would you believe after that absolute meltdown in the last video, we're starting to see some green shoots of recovery. Granted, 3 of the bloody results have come in the Copa del Rey. We are now in the 4th round versus Sociedad in a couple of weeks. But we've got a few wins on the board. We did change the tactics up again. And I'll show you how I decided to set that up. We made a few transfers, and the idea that I'm going for, and I'll show you on the tactics screen now, is we're going to try and counter-attack because, like I said in the last video, and you've seen it right up until the end when they scored their goal, we actually can defend. So what I've done is I went to a fluid counter-attacking style. I'll talk about transfers in a minute, but basically what we do is it's a pure default fluid counter attack. I've not changed it in any way, but what I actually do is I actually do this the pick roles and duties tab. It won't change anything. Oh no, it has done. It's changed it up. So basically, what that does is for the players that you've got on the pitch and for the game that you've got coming up based on the analysis that your team have sorted out, it will pick what they think is the player's best position, the player's best role, and then it'll also pick what's best for that game. So say like they've got like a really, really quick striker, it'll play somebody playing a bit deeper. For example, we've got Kike here, centre midfield on attack, that is now saying that's his best role, his best duty. I've been playing him as an advanced playmaker all season. If I can find his form, have a little look. We've been sort of trying them out as a playmaker, doing okay, but you start looking, advanced playmaker, there's a 7, and then we've got a 7.4, his first game as a central midfielder on attack. We've then got a 6.6 as he went to Mazzala, and then a 9.4 he got against Lugo in the Cup. He then dropped to 6.5, and I brought him off at half-time against Sevilla. We actually got it called El Sakico. Honest to God, I've been absolutely rinsed by the game. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on 1 second. There it is, the El Sakico between myself and the Sevilla manager, who at the time is Jose Luis Mendilibar. I have found it quite hard managing in Spain. I did mention I've not done it in previous FMs. It's genuinely the first time. The wage cap's a bit annoying because I feel like we have to pay to get people through the door and whatnot. But I am going to talk about transfers and a few things. You've probably already noticed that Camelo is back at the club, but I'm just going to go through those now. So again, looking back on our transfer history, you saw Radamel Falcao go out, and then so that was just sort of midway through December, early December, I should say, and then it all started falling into place from there. Randy and Teja wanted a new deal, and we couldn't offer him one, and he wanted silly money. You see, he's gone over to Valencia on 14 grand a week. He was wanting like 40, 50 grand a week at us, and I was like, you know what, Randy, like as big, as meaty as you are, I can't afford to give you that. 1.7 million into the club coffers. You see the finances aren't amazing. It's not really something I can turn down. But we actually reinvested that money straight away on a guy who was playing for Quetta, who are well down there. They're in like the third, fourth tiers of group 2 of the third tier in Spain. We brought in this young lad called Jota. He's 22 years of age. 200k up front, 240k overall. Again, I can't scout the guy or anything. I'm just doing it based on eyes. And when we changed the tactic, and I was like, okay, well, I need somebody who can play like central midfield attack, Mazzala, maybe a box to box, maybe a bit of a playmaker if you can swap in. And I like the guy. He's 6'2". He's got really good jump and reach. He's got decent enough heading, but good anticipation. His composure to get better the more he plays. Really good determination, really good vision. His passing's lacking, but every now and again he does pop one through, and then he can finish. He's got really good first touch. He's got decent technique. I feel the more we play him, he's just going to be a really, really good squad player overall. He did come on against Sevilla, dropped to 6.6 off the bench, which I think is decent considering he's literally come up 2 divisions. Is he as good as Randy and Teja? No, but he's what I'm looking for. I think he's actually going to be a pretty solid signing, to be honest with you. Next up again for another £200,000 outlay, we do have Thibaut de Smet, who has come in from Will Still's Stade Reims. Not amazing. You can see he's not done very well against Sevilla. He did end up coming off, but he did perform well against Lugo in the cup. Again, he's never been like a regular player for anyone really. He's been in and around like the French and the Belgian leagues. He did have a really good season there at Beerschot. Didn't really play much for Stade Rennes, but we needed someone who can cover at left back and at centre back, and a left-footed centre back at that. He can also cover in the hole if he needs to. Plays a cover role. Again, we've been playing him out wide as like a fullback because Jordan Marshall has got out, and I'll show you that outgoing in a second. Jordan Marshall, remember, was the English lad we brought in. The fans hated him. De Smet's okay. Again, he's not a starter. He had to start against Seville because of injuries to the starting left back. Again, he's fairly tall. He's quite quick. He's got a good jump and reach. Stamina's okay. He's got good teamwork, good work rate. He's just he's a squad player. He was brought in to be a squad player. That's all he's here for. Again, talking about, so Florent Lejeune went out on loan. He was literally never playing. Jordan Marshall over to Hamilton Academical. Just cash in on him, get his wages off the book. We can get someone in Thibaut de Smet who's better. And then up front, we've had a big change. Raul de Tomas went out on loan to Brentford. I've tried to sell him. Nobody wants him. But, I mean, look, he's scored 4 goals in 14 games. He's not been good enough. He's been one of those strikers that doesn't really suit what we wanted. Ignore Moreno. He's just an average player. So he's gone out the door. He was in the B team. But yeah, he went out the door, and we actually brought Camelo back in. You see, we're only about 50k negative net spend. That's not too bad. We did put a big outlay down for Takuma Asano, the Japanese international from Bochum. Basically, we want to play a counter-attacking style. And I don't know if you remember this guy actually from the World Cup, but he can play a couple of different positions. A lot of Japanese players have got a lot of stamina in the game. I think that's down to sort of the way that they're trying to play. But I thought he's got some really good attributes what I like. He can play on either side as an inverted winger or a winger. Again, he can play up front. He's very, very quick. If we just put him, say, like an inside forward, he's very quick. He likes to beat the offside trap and he knocks the ball past his opponent. He does like to round the goalkeeper as well. So when he's there, because he's not the best dribbler, he's not the best composed, rather than sort of trying to, he's standing the goalkeeper up and, oh my God, what am I going to do? He just knocks it around them. He knocks the ball past them. He knocks it around the goalkeeper. He uses his pace and agility to get through. I think he's going to be a bit of a shrewd signing, to be completely honest with you. And the next one who's coming in, if I show you this now, on a free transfer, Damari Gray. In real life, I'm not a massive fan of Damari Gray. I'm really, really not. But Damari Gray is coming in on a free transfer. His wages are quite high, but again, for what we want to do, I've sort of had to drop the jump and reach. I've had to drop the anticipation down slightly to get players through the door. Damari Gray's 6 foot tall. He's got decent stamina. He's really, really quick off the mark. He's a good dribbler. I feel like playing a counter-attacking system, he is going to come in and he's just going to hit the ground running. Not played a lot for Everton on the save. And it's obviously out the door in real life now. But I just thought for what we need, he can play again a couple of different positions. He can play deeper if need be. He can play through the middle. Something which we may look to do because we've had to slightly change up what we want, and that all coincided with De Smet going out, a change in system, and Camelo coming back in after his loan from Almeria. I'll show you his career stats. He scored 8 and 17, so he had doubled what De Smet was doing. He has had a really, really, really good first half of the season there. They're saying he was only on a 6.75, but I think in a struggling Almeria side. I say struggling, not like we are. They're flying now. But in a side that aren't tipped to do well, I think 8 goals, 2 of them penalties. But 8 goals in the league is actually very, very good going. You see, he come into us and he scored a goal straight away in the league. He's the one who scored against Sevilla. A quick player, very, very good finisher. He moves into the channels, really determined, amazing off the ball, really good anticipation, decent acceleration, pace. He can only get better. He's got 4.5 star potential, which, believe stars all you want, believe them, don't believe them. It doesn't matter. He's come in and he's suiting what we want. And that then is going to lead us into the squad planner, because we have actually got a few areas of the squad that are lacking. We've got a few that are a bit overflowing. We've got a few that we really need some sort of quality coming in. You think the strikers wise, we've got Asano, we've got Ida, we've got Baldini. These can all play attacking in the striker role. Baldini is just not hit the ground running. Very, very similar, actually, if we compare the two between him and Camelo. He's actually a very, very, very similar player. It's the Camelo's better like a pressing forward, to be honest with you. But oddly enough, has got better mental attributes. But then you look at Baldini, very, very more, he's more technical. He's very, very good in the air. He's very fast. He's very physical. They should be able to play fairly similarly, just looking at that. I actually like Baldini. I just don't know why it hasn't worked out for him. I don't know whether, there's a lot of hidden attributes that he's not very well versed at. But again, it's sort of coinciding with how we're trying to change, how we're trying to work out what's going on. Adam Eder's another one who hasn't really set the world alight. I think he's got everything I like, but he can't do it at this level, which is a bit of a shame, really. And yeah, that leads us on to the league table there. You can see, as I said, some green shoots of life coming in. We're well away from Alaves. Cadiz are very, very close behind, only on goal difference. We are close to La Palma, Girona and Mallorca. The expectation is going to be that we need to be either Atletico, Villarreal or Sociedad. Sociedad flying, Atletico top of the league and Villarreal in ninth. That is the situation we're in. But again, because we are playing this counter-attacking system, I feel like if we use the pace correctly, it's something that we can exploit. So yeah, in terms of looking for players and looking for what we need, Reece Oxford is somebody who's performed quite well. He's a 6.98 average rating for the season. I really like Reece Oxford. I don't know why his things dropped down, but anyway. And then, oddly enough, Luke Wolfenden is now on a 7 for his overall average rating. He's just sort of stepped up, after he's been playing a little bit more. He played the game against Seville. He was great. He's just very composed. He's a good centre back. He really come in and helped. Moomin is one that I'm indifferent on. I think we can get a bit of money in for him, but he does actually have everything that I like to see. I just don't think he's all that good despite his ratings. He makes a lot of mistakes. That's what I don't like about him. But we do really need somebody in this whole midfield. Pathé Ciss has just made his comeback from injury. He's literally just lost the little injured tab. I need to put Espino on his general rehab. That's good to see Espino's back in. That'll give us a bit more going forward as well. But yeah, we really need this whole midfield down. Reece Oxford's been playing there recently. Again, not poorly, but it's just not his position. He's played a couple of games there now. He played as an anchorman in one game against Ferrol, got a 7. Played against Lugo, came on in the 77th minute. But yeah, it's a position we need to look for now. So we're going to do a bit of scouting. There's not really a lot left there's nothing left in the transfer budget, but we do have about 35 grand's worth in the wage budget. So if we can get somebody in on a loan or a free transfer, that's going to be really beneficial. Just to prove, by the way, I still have not set a single scouting report. They do still have the odd person coming through. If I literally clicked on scouted players, there'll be a few popping in there from, when you sign new staff and they get asked to recommend new signings and whatnot. I do also think a lot of this is from my recruitment analyst. If I was to do the analyst overview, all 338, that's not something I can stop. We could potentially use this going forward in the future. See if the data that I know I'm known for that, but if the data that obviously this guy's available for loan, the data that the recruitment analysts are bringing in, if I can do the eyes test, as I say, let's say, Let's have a little look. Drop it down. If there's anybody that suits it, is there anybody that I agree? Oh, actually, I quite like this guy. Is there a holding midfielder in there? It's something we could be looking at. Something we may do in the future. Let me know. I don't know whether it's something we need to tweak, because to do the save purely based on what I like and what I'm looking at could be a little bit too hard. But you see someone like Jordan Marshall pops up in there, and that's the main worry. Just noticed there, David De Gea went to Olympiacos. David De Gea is someone I offered a contract to, but he didn't want to come because he wanted 200 grand a week, and the cheeky bastard sat over at Olympiacos on £32,000 a week. That is something FM really need to fix. I don't know if it's a reputation thing, but I've seen a few people mention similar. I need to stop looking at this because it's putting ideas in my head. They've identified someone from Villarreal B. Very good anticipation, really good acceleration, 6'1", plays left back, okay jump and reach, very good tackling. They reckon between 90 and 900k. Who's he want to buy? I was an indie contract signing. I'm not opposed to adding this in. Recruitment analysts not doing sort of Moneyball and exporting and whatnot. An actual like recruitment analyst in the game. Let's see. He's on 13 grand a week. Can we drop it? It'd take between 12 and 16. If we just compared him with like Thibaut de Smet, for instance, who is our backup left back at the minute, de Smet's better aerially and technically. Is a little bit older, but everything else, Tassende beats him too. I'm not opposed to adding this in. None of this is premeditated. The problem is that it gives me the cons. Who scouted him? Albert Luque, who he can judge a player's ability quite well, very good tactical knowledge and good at analysing data. So he is actually he's good. He's a good scout. The only cons they've got is that he's lost a lot of possession and he's got a few yellow cards, but everything else, high intensity sprint 207, 45th. Let me know, please. I won't do it for now, but yeah, it's things like this. You can see he's not comfortable. He's injury problems, whatnot. You can see the things that I'm trying to come away from and trying to do. But yeah, let me know, please. So anyway, we are looking for a defensive midfielder. I'm happy with him playing any role, to be honest with you, so I'm not going to look at the role section. I do want him to be quite quick, and I do want him to anticipate quite well. The jump and reach doesn't quite have to be massive. He doesn't have to be tall, as long as he can win the ball back. So I'm happy to drop that down to about 10, and then we'll just bring these down as we go and see if anyone pops up. And straight away, we've had 4 players pop up. Hamza Chowdhury, okay. If we're looking, 7 players popped in now. If we're looking purely based on the 3 attributes I like looking at, Paula Coco is the one, 14, 14, 14, but that doesn't mean that he's necessarily the best. We do also have the option of looking at what I do like looking at when I scout, is sort of minutes, appearances, goals, whatnot. Someone like Lebuet. I'm pretty sure I had him. Yeah, I'm sure I had him in the Rebel project when we were over in Austria. I'm pretty sure I had this guy. But a ball-winning midfielder. He's not very tall, but he anticipates the game really, reads it well. He's got a lot of stamina, a lot of work rate. I quite like him. His graph's decent. Will we be able to get him in? I don't think so. None to wanting a Koku on a loan. Again, he is quite good looking at him like that, but is he too similar to someone like Mara? Hamza Chowdhury is just a pig, isn't he? He's a pig. he will just hit people, dives into tackles, wins it. He wins it, he passes it off. And then you do get the odd person like this thrown up. Like they're again, I'm doing an eyes test. They've got sort of things I'm looking for, but everything else they're lacking really. Unless they had like amazing physicals, like if this was like 16, he had good strength, I'd take a punt on someone like that. But nah, you see that there's a lot of players that don't really suit it. Fafana, that, my friends, is a centre half. That is not a defensive midfielder. I'm liking the look of Akoko. He's just very, very similar. He knocks the balls past the opponents as well. He tries to beat his man for pace. He does have it, and he is quite strong, so he can probably shield the ball off quite well. If we were to put a loan offer in for him, what would they want? All 10 grand. He's interested in coming on loan. Optional future fee. I think we pop that in. I think just for now, and we'll see. Would he count as a foreign player though? Because I don't scout, obviously I don't get the option to seeing if somebody counts as a foreign player. If I look at my registration slots, I do have one open. That's fine. We're spending 300 grand a week though, and I really want to keep an eye out for that. Can I put the insert column contract? Can I put wage in there? We're paying a lot at the minute. We're paying a lot for some players. You see, obviously, we did speak about him being on a really high wage, but someone who doesn't really play. Smet's on 10. Kike, we're not paying anything. Unai Lopez is on a lot, 18 and a half. The Thomas, you can see, was on silly money. Asano had to come in. He's a Japanese international. We did get a bit of a windfall with him coming in. Adam Eder, we're paying his wages. He'll be going out the door. Ivan Ramos, again, by the way, I mention him every video. Look how well Ivan Ramos is coming on. To be honest with you, I think by the age of 17, he's probably ready to be in and around the first team squad. I really do. He's got a new trait in attempting overhead kicks. I think he's picked that up from Baldini, but he does have a bit of flair about him. I'm happy with him. We have got his anticipation and his concentration, composure going up. We are trading his attacker movement, so that's where they've got the big green arrows. But I'm really happy with his progress so far. Someone like Palazon is one to buy. It's Cadiz though, isn't it? They're a relegation rival. He's worth a lot of money. I can't sell him to them. But we do need to keep an eye out for this. We've only really got space for one more non-EU and 2 players overall. So we need to be careful. But Akoku coming in could be okay, sort of as like a foil to Mara. Oh, yeah, he'd be a foil to Suleiman Mara, and sort of cover in that role. So I'm happy with looking at him, but I'm tempted to just play around with it a little bit more and see if we can find anybody else. So I've just dropped the acceleration down and put the anticipation up one. And an interesting target has flashed up here. Lars Den Donker of Aston Villa, formerly of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Belgian international, is still only 28. He is actually transfer listed by Aston Villa. Not a chance I'm going to be able to afford him. Wage-wise, he would have to take a bit of a cut to come here. But again, as a holding midfielder, defensive midfielder, he's got good positioning. He's very tall, good jumping reach, good aggression, really good anticipation, decent enough acceleration. Would he be interested? Probably not. He wants 64 grand a week. What about if we do offer a loan? Let's see what they say. They want all 75 grand and a mandatory future fee. I mean, that's the pipe dream, innit? That's the pipe dream of someone like Den Donker. And as we go through the save, that's the type of person we would want to go for. Flynn Downs is another one who's popped up, but obviously he's already on loan at Southampton. Is he playing much? He is, 24 appearances. Again, so I'm not going to be able to get him in, but he does look very good, Flynn Downs. So just dropped the anticipation down by 1 to make it 14. And a few more players have popped in. A Dopo playing over at Atalanta has actually played some minutes this season, the 23-year-old. Okay. Okay. Obviously hadn't finished filtering. It's fine. Anyway, we'll start with Owusu. Elisha Owusu, he wins the ball back. He marks quite tightly, which he's good at. He passes it off. That's his thing. Inigo, a Spanish player. We could look to potentially get a Spanish player in. Runs to the ball often. I don't like that on a home midfielder. Chitard, again, it's hard. I did have a little look at this guy earlier on in the season. Bonke Innocent. I like the look of him. He looks like he's just a bit of chaos on the pitch. Quite aggressive, good in the tackle, really good work rate, decent stamina, decent strength, good position and good off the ball. Really determined, good concentration. Decisions are a little low, but his anticipation and whatnot is there. I was looking at him earlier in the season, but he didn't want to come full stop. We'll keep an eye on him though. Russo doesn't really have it. Dopo's wanted. 6'2" Adopo. Who's this guy? 30-year-old. Nah. What would they want for Innocent? I like Innocent. He would fill the foreign player slot, I believe. Five and a half grand, a mandatory future fee. Would they take a mil? He is interested in discussing it. 1.1 million. He's worth 1.8. And then the third option we could go for in that whole midfield role is someone who's a bit more of like a stalwart, like an older head. I've changed it up so it's acceleration and jumping reach are right down, but the anticipation is higher. That could be another option. Try and find someone who's a bit more clever, maybe who can sort of roam around the pitch and find sort of the pockets to pick up rather than someone who's just an outright physical powerhouse. That's the third option. Someone like Maxi Gonalons, former Lyon player, Roma, Seville, that type of mould who he'll win the ball back. He's very comfortable at winning the ball back, but he's a little bit clever, a little bit more nous on him than some of the other people we've looked at in the list. Or we could just go for an absolutely mental type of signing and someone like Jackson Irvine, who, although doesn't have the acceleration, has got very good anticipation and very good jumping reach. He's a strange type of player. Again, not very technical, but mentally and physically is okay. Australian international for all those who watched Jackson Irvine. They'll know the type of player that he is. Again, this is the whole thing about the eyes test. I'm trying to pick up players that I like. He arrives late in the opponent's area, places his shot, dives into tackles, tries first hand shot. I don't mind him. What would he want? They would want between 130 and 1.1 mil. Would they take a loan? I doubt it because he's played pretty much every game so far. Oh no, they would. They'd take a loan if we built him in for 550k at the end of it. I'm going to make that offer. Decisions have got to be made here. I really just need that extra holding midfielder. It's just whether I like the look of them or not. Just doing the negotiating for Innocent. He would happily take a squad player role, and his wages, if I remember, went astronomical, 13k. Minimum fee release clause, that's fine. Obviously, you've got to have one in Spain. What I would do is I'd remove these and I'd probably just up his wage slightly, maybe 14 and a half, and he'd take that. So it wouldn't be breaking the bank bringing him in. Bit of interesting news here is rumours of a takeover at outfit Rayo Vallecano de Madrid are circling, with one or more interested groups believed to be preparing offers. A club source indicated that while no formal bids have been made, chairperson Raul Martin Presa would be willing to entertain the proposition. So, of course, there's option C, where we go for everyone, because Jackson Irvine's happy taking an impact sub role. Again, let's see if we could take him to like 14 and a half. He would take that as well. I actually quite like Jackson Irvine. I feel like he just, with his player traits as well, I don't think he's necessarily like a defensive player. I think he's more of an absolute chaos on the pitch type of player. So we've got the match against Atleti coming up here, and our assistant manager has suggested that we go with this, with either starting up front, De Smet on the left, but Alvaro Garcia would be coming in for, I think it was EC who was playing out there before. It would leave Jota starting as well. So I actually think Jota was a good pickup. If the assistant manager thinks he should be playing in the games, if I just show you our assistant manager, I think I've shown you in one of the earlier videos, Rui Agas is actually a very, very good assistant manager. Brilliant. Well done, Matthew. Rui Agas is a very good assistant manager with very, very good judge and player ability and potential. He likes Jota. I think we stick with that. We'll give it either 45 and then maybe bring Camelo in. I think we've just hit a bit of a stumbling block because we need the money up front for Bonk Innocent, and we don't have it. So just setting up for the Atleti game. For this particular game, where we've been recommended to go with a low block, we're also not getting stuck in as much. That is the only difference, though. So we're going to stick with that, and then if need be, we can bring it up slightly and see how that goes. So here we go. We are a game against top of the league, Atletico Madrid. Not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. We really need to be on form here. We've got a nice early throw in, some possession on the ball. Alvaro's picking it up, using his pace to get down the line. I like it. Goes back to De Smet. Wolfenden. Larry Dan looking through for Ida. Adam Ida! Oh my God. Adam Ida went to corner. I thought that was it. I thought he had just brought it down and smashed it. But here comes the free toss. Swings it in near post. It's away by Savic and picked up by De Smet. That'll probably be the end of the highlight. And it is. Can we just talk about that they have Fernando Llorente at right wing back and he got absolutely smoked by Garcia? That's how quick that man is. Kike with a deep free kick. I actually don't think I've scored a free kick on this save yet. It's a bit annoying, but I'm happy with the start. Again, we are counter-attacking. Again, another highlight for us. We're counter-attacking, so we're not trying to keep hold of the ball. We're just trying to use it well when we've got it. Low block is fine because Savic and Jimenez, even Reynaldo, aren't necessarily that creative from the back, so I'm quite happy with that. There you go, the free toss. Get it in, son. Adam Ida. Oh. Alvaro. Jota wins a corner. Nice. Come on. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about the way we're playing recently. Here's the free toss. Oh, out of the way again. Another attacking highlight. 20 minutes in, and Atleti haven't even got out of the half. Wolfenden. Mara. Kike from distance rattles the crossbar. Fucking hell. Is Atleti's first highlight of the game, and Koke rattles the crossbar. We're actually quite high. We are playing a low block, but look how high we're pressing up the pitch. I don't mind it. It's working. I can't complain so far. Deep free kick, and this is quite worrying, but we've used it well. We've used it well. Here's the Frutos, who's lost it poorly. Javi Gallant to Yannick Carrasco. Witzel to Gallant. Witzel. Good tackle. Nice football. Oh, look. Ah. And Mare and Wolfenden step in to win it back. That was good football. It was just Bally who just lost it. But good football to break out of the press there up until Baliu get the ball away, but nice football nonetheless. Baliu launches it in. I don't know why he's taking long throws. Oh, Wolfenden's gone down. It's a penalty. Mate, Alvaro, Kike, Ari Dane, Jota have all had fantastic first halves here, and we have won a penalty, which I believe Adam Ida's going to take. He's got good penalty taking, Ida. He has scored a few recently. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Here we go. Adam Ida. Oh! Oh, come on! First half performance against top of the league Atleti, and we are absolutely on form. Green shoots of recovery. This is crazy. We are performing so well recently. We just need to keep it up. Undies. Okay. Breathing really heavily. Headed away by Wolfenden. Team talk is in. It was that we've created loads. We're ahead on the scoreboard. We certainly deserve to be given how much we created, so I'm pleased. That being said, Ida, although he scored the penalty, he's not fully match fit. He's not fully sharp. I don't really like how he's been playing, so I'm going to bring Camelo on as the as just the advance forward. I think there's a bit of space in there to be had, but we'll see how he gets on. If he's not necessarily performing all that well, we do have options there. Potentially even bring in Asano on just to run at them, just to cause a bit of havoc. This is the thing, I did say it in that last video. I was getting very annoyed because, what a ball by Kike. I was getting annoyed because there is actually some real quality in the squad. It's what a header, by the way, from De Smet. It's just whether we can harness it. And I feel like this counter-attacking system is allowing us to harness what the players have got. The only ones who aren't really performing are probably De Smet and Vallecano, but we know their weaknesses in the team anyway. And you've got a ball out from the back in Savic. I didn't expect them to play it out from the back, to be honest, but they're playing kind of like a 3. Well, they are playing a 3. They're playing a 5 at the back. But yeah, I didn't really expect them to be knocking it round the back, particularly at 1-0 down away from home, as they switch the play out to Llorente, Griezmann, Cardenas, safe as ours. I want to keep Cardenas around this club as long as we can. I really like him as a goalkeeper. I'm hoping this isn't a counter-attack because it started from our highlights, but here goes Griezmann. I feel like he's giving De Smet a bit of a run around now, Griezmann. Llorente. Oh, he's gone all the way back to Savic. What a save, Cardenas. I think De Smet is getting a bit overrun. Neon can play left back. Well, hell, Cardenas. Mooman can play left back. Reece Oxford could probably play there because he is good with his left foot, but gonna have to unpause here because they're coming forward with Axel Witsel, puts it over the crossbar. Opposition instruction wise, I think we need to watch Griezmann here. Whatever we were doing in the first half is being undone. We were triggering the press on him. Yeah, triggering. I don't know. They're getting in behind a little bit more. What about if we do the Asano sub? Who is anticipation, composure, bravery? Ronaldo's very good in this, isn't he? Bloody hell. Very composed again. Stefan Savic. They're all quite composed, so I don't think a pressing forward would help. Again, it's definitely not going to help against the likes of Koke and Witsel. Llorente, again, they're just so composed. They're so good on the ball. Who have they brought on? They've brought Angel Correa on. Show him onto his weaker foot. We need to do something because I don't think De Smet's going to hold out. Why is the game bloody playing? I don't think De Smet can hold out much longer. Espino is on the bench and he is quicker. He did fail a fitness test, Espino. But the fact that they've brought Correa on, I think we need that pace at the back there. So we'll do that. And we will set him to a wing back on defend for now. Maris performed well. The Frutos could come off and we could put Asano on as a winger. And I want to keep Garcia out there because he's played well. Bali again. We are going to bring Neom on. and we just want him to hold his position. He's defensively very, very good, Neom. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Oh, God. Kike, you did intercept there. It's as the legs get tired. That's what I'm worried about. And that is a fantastic ball to Memphis Depay. What a tackle. Oh, my days. What a challenge. I think that was Harry Dane who got back there and just went, do you know what? That is a fantastic challenge, but I think we need now Reece Oxford in as the defensive player, and we will let Wolfenden cover because he has got the pace. Oh, he's already on cover. And we'll go with that. We are holding on. We are really holding on, but we are making things still. Here's Jota out to Asano. Lovely ball to Canelo! Woo! A lovely slip pass from Asano. Alvaro's going to take the corner. Reece Oxford getting up cleared away by Savage. Knocked back in, and that's the end of the highlight. I thought that was two. They've just moved Llorente centrally and put Molina on at right wing back. Saul's come on as a ball winner. So I feel like they're trying to stop Jota. Can we just say, by the way, this is top of the league Atleti. Jota come in from a third tier Spanish side, wasn't playing a lot for them, and is dropping a 6.8 on his second start in La Liga. The eyes test. I need gigs because I can't see, but I see the vision. I can see potential. I can sniff it. Again, Espino has come on and is on a 7. Can we do a time wasting sub? No, we've got no one. I don't want to waste time. Yeah, I do. I don't really want to change anything, but we're going to waste time. It technically goes against what counter-attacking is, but I feel like we just need to keep it out. XG-wise, it's massive because we did get the penalty, but we have created a lot, you know. Obviously, we did have that big chance there. That's the big chance come in. I was going to say it's an end. We won it back again. Llorente to Griezmann. Mari does block it, but it's fallen through. Here's Yannick Carrasco. Molina. Keep with him, Alvaro. Alvaro, mate. First episode I highlighted Alvaro. Whipped in. Away by Neom, and Kike launches it. This is a scalp if we hold on here. Neom. That's it, Reece Oxford. Waste time. My man, foot on the ball. Get De Zerbi on the phone. Get Roberto De Zerbi on the phone. Cardenas into the midfield. Oh, yes! Come on! Rayo Vallecano 1. Atletico Madrid 0. I don't think you can argue we didn't deserve that. Performances, Suleiman Mara, again, brought in using my eyes test. Alvaro Garcia, man of the match, brilliant. Danny Cardenas, a goalkeeper I highlighted really early on. I made a very tough decision to sell a number one international goalkeeper to bring Danny Cardenas in as the number one. I believe that's paid off. I really, really do. And that is a win that moves us out of the relegation zone. It also lets our Madrid rivals, Real, get a little bit closer to Atleti, doing Carlo a favour there. What a performance. What a performance. That ball at the end by Asano, if Carmelo had put that in, I was going to town me. The dog's looking at me like a dickhead. You like Prince? I woke him up celebrating that goal and he's not very happy with me, so I'm getting the eye test from the dog. So, yeah, on that, the dog wants to go now. He's fuming. I've woke him up. So I'm going to take him out in this lovely 40-degree heat. But yeah, I'm going to leave that there, to be honest with you. Player of the episode, it's a big mix. It's a big mix-up. I was going to say a big toss-up. Don't really want to be talking about big toss-ups on YouTube. But anyway, It is. It's a toss up between Jake Wolfenden at the back again, another 7+ average rating. I'm going to go with Jota. I think for the player that he is and what he's managed to do in such a short space of time, I think it's only a matter of time before he gets better and starts getting in and amongst the goals. Very, very good. I mean, he's not really been injured. He's done his thigh a couple of times. I like him. 6.7, 6.6, 6.9 against league leaders. Um, yeah, I like the lad. I like the lad a lot. I think he was player of the episode. Um, but yeah, we're going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you all next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please subscribe, please click the notification, the little bell button, so you know when these videos are coming out. Again, I am aiming for twice a week, but while we're trying to ramp it up and get up there quickly, I'm trying to just churn them out as many as I can. If I can do them daily for the next week or so, so maybe we're a season or two in, and then, we can sort of take them down from there. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Well, I won't see you next time. You'll watch me next time. But yeah, you know what I mean. Nice, nice one. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.